All right, so this is the last question in the sprint section of the week 1 handout, and it says, Kendra surveyed 100 people who own a dog or a cat or both. Of those surveyed, 15 own both a dog and a cat, and the number of people who own a dog is 4 times the number of people who own a cat. How many people surveyed own a cat? All right, so this question can be a little tricky because we have to keep track of the people who own only a dog, only a cat, and both. So let's represent this using a Venn diagram. So we have the number of the number of people who own a dog, let's call that, or only a dog, let's call that D. We have the number of people who only have a cat, which is C, and then we have in the middle, of course, the number of people who have both. We don't have to use a variable for this because we already know it's 15. And now we can write out a few equations to represent this. We know that there's 100 people total. And so we can say D plus 15 plus C equals 100. We also know that the number of people who own a dog, so that's everything in the left circle, that's D plus 15, is 4 times the number of people who own a cat, so that's everything in the right circle, C plus 15. Be careful that you remember to add the 15 in these equations. And so now we have to find how many people who own a cat. So we have a system of equations, and we can solve this to get C, which will give us everything in here, and then all we have to do is add 15, and it'll tell us how many people have a cat. So let's expand out this equation. We have D plus 15 equals 4C plus 60. And again, we want to solve for C first. So let's substitute something in for D. We know that D is equal to 100 minus 15 minus C, which is equal to 85 minus C. So we can write this equation as 85 minus C, because that's just D, plus 15 equals 4C plus 60. So let's subtract 60 from both sides because we want to isolate the C, and then we can add C to both sides. And it'll give us 85 minus 60 is 25, plus 15 on the left side. So this is all 40. 40 equals 4C plus C, so 5C. That when we divide this by 5, we get that C is equal to 8. So the number of people who only have a cat, that's equal to 8. But that's not our answer because we're looking for the people who have a cat. They can have a dog too, but just the people who have a cat total. So that would just be 8 plus 15, which is equal to 23. And this will be our answer, right? But, we should always check our work. So let's see how many people that means have a dog. So the number of people who have a dog is going to be 4 times 23, dog. 4 times 23, which is equal to 92. So everything in this left circle should be 92, and that means when we add this section of the right circle, 8 to it, we should get 100. And 92 plus 8 equals 100, which is our total amount of people. So this is correct, and the amount of people who have a cat is 8 plus 15, which is 23.